channel. I am the Inked and today is my weekly roundup of this week I've been mostly playing, where I select a few games from Gamepass and try to get the maximum achievement score on them. Just to kind of, what I'll do first is I'll sum up what I was playing last week, go through them, and then I'll move on to kind of what I'll be playing this week. Now, I had last week off on annual leave, so I managed to get quite a bit of gaming in. So there's been other stuff that I've been playing as well. But to give a bit more insight into the four games that I chose from Game Pass. First up, we have the Touryst. The Touryst is a puzzle adventure game where you kind of wander around different islands and solve different puzzles. It had 10 achievements. I unlocked 8 of them, giving me a gamer score of a 700 out of 1,000. The last two are very achievable. Unfortunately, they're also very control-breakingly frustrating. So I put them down for a while, and I will eventually go back to them. But for the time being, I couldn't risk breaking my Xbox One pad. One of those is a sort of how do I put it? It's a rhythm type game where you press the trigger buttons in time with a beat. Sounds relatively straightforward, but trust me, it was pretty frustrating for me. And the other one, there's a sort of 3 mini arcade games that you have to beat the high score in. I managed to beat 2 of the high scores, but it's just the third one that I was struggling to get it done, and it's not an easy game. Next up was Fractured Minds, which is a very basic puzzle game centered around sort of mental health. It had 10 achievements. On the face of it, the art is not the best, but it was still it was still reasonably playable. It was very, very short. It took me maybe about 30 minutes to do. It had 10 achievements, as I say, for 1,000 gamer score. Some of them are missable, but you can then have, once you've played through it, you can select the chapter and replay it to get the achievements. Like I say, I think after my first playthrough, it took me maybe 15 minutes, and then to mop up another 15 minutes. If you're looking for something to get quick gamer score on, it's worthwhile. Next up was The Gardens Between, which I have to say was a really gorgeous looking puzzle game. It was really good art style. I highly recommend, if you're going to play this, that you play through a single playthrough and then go back mopping up anything that you've missed with or without a guide. It is possible to do it relatively straightforward without a guide. I think this took me maybe 2-3 hours to get the achievements on. It's 17 achievements in total, making 1,000 gamer score again. Some really good puzzle elements to it, and yeah, I'd highly recommend playing it. And the last game was Wandersong. Now, Wandersong was I'll just turn my Xbox on. Wandersong's an action platform puzzle type game. Again, but this time you control a player, and where the attacks are in the sort of forms of a song, and the way that you play is you use the direction pad, the right thumbstick, that controls your attack and the direction of your attack, and you then use the left to move around. It was a good game. It's another one of them that it had 20 achievements in total for 1,000 gamer scores. Some of them were missable, but after the first playthrough, you can select the chapter where they are and kind of replay it. Just pull up my gamer scores and I've got it to hand. There we go. Not that you can see because you're watching me some of my gameplay footage. I've also been. I decided I would also play sort of Day of the Tentacle and Full Throttle remasters, but I was playing them more for nostalgia reasons rather than achievements. I didn't get many. I got some achievements out of those, but not the full stack. Let's have a look what I had on those. So for out of 1000 G for Day of the Tentacle, I scored 565 out of 1000. That's with 34 achievements, and 850 out of 1000 on Full Throttle with 38 achievements. Again, this wasn't making up this week. I've been mostly playing. It was just something that I wanted to play for the sake of playing. And after seeing it in a couple of videos, I finally got around to actually playing Enslaved, and I must say, Enslaved for me would make a fantastic post-apocalyptic action film in terms of the storyline. And how I missed this game first time round, I'm not sure, but I am sort of glad I've managed to get through it and play it. I found it to be a great game. What else have I been playing? I've also completed 2 chapters of Tell Me Why, and anybody who likes story-based games, I would highly recommend this to anyone with Game Pass to play. I don't think it's had a physical release yet on any console. I think it probably will when all the chapters are out. There are 3 out. I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be more. I'm only halfway through sort of chapter 3. So once all the chapters are out, then it may get a sort of special edition. I think that's what happened with Life is Strange as well. And then, as you can see from the video footage, I went back through some of the older Lego games and got some of the achievements that I missed. This is a video of me going through DC Supervillains and getting sort of the characters and gold bricks to work to the 1000%, the 100% on it to unlock all the achievements. Now, before I go into the games that I'm going to be trying to go through this week, I thought I would first of all give my thoughts on the Series X. Now, I recorded my unboxing of it, and I hated what I'd recorded, so I deleted it. The way I figured it is, if I didn't like it, I didn't want to subject anybody else to it. But for me, this is probably the most gorgeous piece of technology I've ever owned. The whole, shape of it in the tower style looks fantastic. I really like on the top there's a sort of there's a green touch that when you walk towards it, it sort of pulses out, and then as you walk away it pulses back in. The load times are fantastic. The installation times can still be a little bit long. My favourite thing about it though is just how quiet it is. Now, I was still using my old workhorse Xbox One, my release one, and the difference between the terms of how quiet the Xbox Series X is staggering. Even when there's a disc in the disc drive, it's still quiet. I mean, in fact, the difference in noise as you go up the generations has been amazing. I mean, my OG Xbox 360 sounds like a jet engine's about to take off now. My E's not so bad, but the OG 360 I have is pretty brutal in terms of noise. So then, what have I decided to play for this coming week? Well, I decided that this week I would play through the Walking Dead titles that are on Game Pass. These are the Walking Dead Chapter 1, Chapter 2, which I think I've played both of on the Xbox 360. We then have the Walking Dead Michonne and the Walking Dead New Frontier. I'm going to play through them once and possibly go back and mop up the achievements. Whether I will get through them all is a different matter, given that I'm actually back at work this week, so I'm not 100% sure. After playing and enjoying a lot of Tell Me Why, as I say, I'm about halfway through the last chapter that's out. At least I think I am. I decided to give the story-driven ones a go, and then I'll see how I get on. Hopefully we'll find out next Monday. I'll put this video out. I'm going to try and put it out every Monday. For now, I'm going to keep it to weekly. If things, if it becomes where I feel I need to drop it to bi-weekly, I'll probably drop it to that. But I will make sure people know when it will be going up. I guess with that, all that is left for me to say is first, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please drop it a like. If you like the content and you feel that you would like to subscribe, then please do subscribe. And I've been the Ignore, and I'll catch you on the next one.